The Battle of Endor marked more than just a turning point in galactic history. It was a moment when the seemingly unstoppable empire crumbled, sending shockwaves throughout the galaxy, and at the center of this monumental victory stood Luke Skywalker, the once humble moisture farmer who had risen to become a legendary war hero and the hope of the rebellion. But while history would forever celebrate Luke as a savior of the galaxy, there is an often overlooked question lingering in the shadows. What did the Empire think of Luke following the Battle of Endor? To his allies, he was a beacon of hope, but to the Imperials, was he a nuisance or something far more dangerous? To answer that question, we first need to understand what the galaxy thought of Luke following the destruction of the first Death Star. Before its fiery demise, this colossal battle station was a symbol of the Empire's unbeatable might. And as one insightful viewer once said, Jeremy1860 commented on one of my videos, the Empire put all of their eggs into one basket. And well, those eggs ended up scrambled to say the least when a certain farm boy from Tatooine with zero battle experience took it out. The galaxy saw the Death Star as impenetrable, yet the Rebel Alliance had the audacity to prove otherwise, and it was led by none other than Luke Skywalker. But how did the Empire view Luke after this? Well, at first he wasn't exactly a heroic figure. To them and the entire Empire, he was a terrorist and a mass murderer, which, to be fair, isn't completely off the mark. I mean, Luke technically did cause the death of over 1 million people on the Death Star, but we're not going to dive into that today. Initially, the Empire wrote him off as a fluke, a lucky shot who pulled off a 1 in a million chance. Nothing more, right? Wrong. Over time, Luke led the rebellion to victory after victory, and due to this, the Empire's view on him would begin to change, as it could no longer ignore that the kid from Tatooine was something special. Then came the Jedi training, and this is when things really get interesting. To much of the galaxy, the Jedi were these mystical warriors with almost mythical powers, and so when the Empire portrayed them as dangerous monsters hell-bent on destruction, Luke becoming a Jedi not only made him a symbol of hope for the rebellion, but also a figure of fear to many Imperials, as very few have ever had the chance to meet a living Jedi. Even so, to the Empire, he remained just another rebel, until the Battle of Endor. Now, after the Empire's defeat of Endor, things took a chilling turn. The whole galaxy soon learned that Luke walked into a room with two of the most feared figures in the galaxy, Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine, both who had a reputation of being unstoppable. I mean, Darth Vader alone took out hundreds of rebels, like he was just swatting flies, and Palpatine, well, he's Palpatine. But here's the thing, while Luke, Vader, and Palpatine were all in the same room together, only Luke walked out. The Emperor and Vader were killed. And while we know what happened on the inside of that, to the outside galaxy, they had no idea what happened. And the story about Luke facing them alone and killing them by himself terrified the Empire. And if they didn't fear him before, they sure as heck did now. We see this clear as day in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale when Moff Gideon looks like he's ready to throw in the towel the moment Luke shows up. However, the best example of how the Empire viewed Luke comes from the book known as Legends of Luke Skywalker. In one story, an Imperial personnel states he was real, a glowing figure of sorcery and magic. He floated in space. His feet astrayed the stars. His cape billowed with an arcane power that could not be understood by mere mortals. He leaped from Rebel Star Cruiser to Rebel Star Cruiser, his flaming sword at the ready. A Star Destroyer focused all of its cannon power on him, and carelessly he deflected all the shots with graceful precision. He launched himself from a cruiser and tucked his legs under him, tumbling through space, shooting bolts of energy from his sword in every direction. Star Destroyer after Star Destroyer disintegrated under this unnatural assault. It was impossible, it was unbelievable, yet it was true. The Jedi was dispatching capital ship with his sword of magic alone. Tired of his game, the Jedi suddenly put away his shining sword and swung his arms and reached for the Imperial fleet with his bare hands, and thin strands of crackling energy emerged from his palms like a fishing net cast into the ocean that was the galaxy. The glowing strands reached the ships and ensnared them, and the Jedi laughed like a child playing by the sea, hauling the ships like so many flopping fish. He cast them down towards Jakku. He was a god of playing with toys, except that toys were city-sized structures of steel and held tens of thousands of lives. This is why we lost. He had come, an avenging Jedi who could cast starships down from the heavens with a sword of light. End quote. Now, I will go off on a side tangent here. I do think it's very interesting and, quite frankly, insane that Luke Skywalker could actually use Force lightning in this story, although they don't fully elaborate on what the color was. But if I had to guess, it would most likely be green Force lightning. God or not, Luke was definitely a figure that struck fear into the hearts of many Imperials. From his feats on the battlefield to his godlike abilities, it's no wonder they had this imagery of Luke. But anyway, that is what the Empire thought of Luke following the Battle of Endor. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, it would mean a lot to me if you could like and subscribe, as it would help the channel out a ton. Also, make sure to comment who your favorite Jedi is, and if you want to watch another one of my videos, make sure to click on screen now. And with that, my fellow Star Wars nerds, may the Force be with you.